What's up, grade 5? Hope everybody's doing well. Thought I'd throw together a little video for you guys on Scratch. Thought maybe you'd want to be the quiz master since you're home with the family. We'll make a Scratch game. Maybe you can hook up your laptop or your tablet. You can cast it to your TVs at home, and then you could run your trivia board. You'll be like Alex Trebek, and you can quiz your family. You can write your questions, and you can be the game host. So let's start by making a new project. Okay, if you need to pause this video so you can go sign into Scratch, why don't you go do that now? And remember, you can pause this video at any time and rewind it to listen to a part. There's a couple little tricky sections, but overall, this should be a pretty quick project for you. All right, let's get rid of the cat. And leaves me with my backdrops. Okay, so our backdrop is just going to be behind everything. Okay, it's kind of like a tablecloth, and we put things on top of it. So we'll go to our backdrops. And I am just going to choose a color for my backdrop. Right now, it's on vector, so I am going to switch this to bitmap. I would like my backdrop to be blue, but you can make it whatever you want. Okay, and I use the fill bucket, and I dump. All right, here's the tricky part. We want to use some text next. Yeah, that rhymes. We want to use some text next. And when we use text, it makes it easier if we use vector. So let's just convert this back to vector. And then I can use my text tool. And the reason for that is when you use vector with text, it allows you to go back and edit it. On bitmap, once your text is placed on the backdrop, it's stuck. You have to delete the whole thing and do it again. All right, so let me pick a color. I'll make my look like a whitish here. And I'll tap, and I'm just going to come right up here and type my trivia. You guys should name it whatever you want. Okay, and then I'll move it right to the top. All right, now here's where you'll see if this was bitmap, I would not be able to edit this. But since it is vector, I can tap back in here and I can edit that. It's kind of a neat feature with vector text. Okay, so that's all set. All right, we're all done with this. We don't need any more backdrops. So now we'll go over to make a sprite. Okay, so I hover my mouse on the cat's ear, and I click on the paint tool, and you see I have a new sprite. All right, we're working on the sprites now. The backdrops are all done. We're working on the sprites. Why don't we name this sprite? Okay, instead of it being sprite 1, why don't we call it question 1? All right, and that will be for our first question. In this first tutorial, we're just going to get the artwork out of the way, and then we'll worry about the code next. Okay, so I'll pick a color for my block. I don't know, let's go like that. Okay, I am going to switch to bitmap. So there's a little bit of flip-flopping in this. I'm going to draw a little square. Okay, now I can take this square and just drag it on my stage. And on that square, we're going to make it worth, let's go back to vector so we can change it, 100 points. Okay, so there we go. Looks good. So now let's make a new costume. So we're not making a new sprite, we're making a new costume. So I'm going to hover my mouse here. I'm going to hit on paint for a new costume. Okay, this order is important because of the way we're going to code this project. All right, so make sure you go to bitmap right now. Choose a background color. I need this whole costume to be filled. Okay, so fill that whole costume. Once you fill it, switch it back to vector so we can type. Okay, we'll click on T for text. And I'm going to just type my first question. What is the capital of Massachusetts? And I'll move that up here. And I see that I have 9 seconds to go, so we'll stop it there. Why don't you guys get that far, and then we'll continue on to step 2.